Right now I'm running Arsenal. There's a reason why I hadn't uploaded for a while, and it's a very good reason why I don't. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm plugging a charger in, give you guys what happened, and see the temperatures. See that? That started to climb. 83, 90, 83 degrees, 96, 94. That is getting close into the called a temperature threshold, which is very terrifying, and I'm not really gonna do that, otherwise I'm gonna fry the motherboard. And what you see here, that is what happens when a vapor chamber just dies, like it fails. It is just terrifying. Like, hey, it's been a while, and I want to give this video a little bit of a work, and I want to apologize in advance. So I want to make this right, but I want to make it clear how's everything, and I'm doing. If anyone's asking me how I'm doing okay. University work has been pressured, but nothing new. So I want to get down to what's happening, and it's important that you guys follow me on this case, and we can really work this out from my channel. And this is important. It only affects the main channel where I upload Roblox gaming videos. So this is important, and you guys need to listen up, and this is really important. For those who don't know, the reason why I hadn't uploaded after more than 3 months, that's because I had to take a break. I know I came back to YouTube. I hadn't really capitalized the motivation to continue making videos. That's why a lot of the videos have been delayed, and then the production was not so good. And I also, the headset I bought from Razer before, it broke. That's why I wasn't able to upload the videos as quick as possible and also on time. But yeah, it was brutal. Although I have been running my gaming laptop for a while for my maintenance. As you see right here, if you see right here on this table, that is actually my Razer Blade 17 2022 model. I think it was like a serial number RZ09423. Apparently, like all things, all my work, production, video editing, everything runs on this big laptop here. And performance-wise, it was a really great laptop. I love it. But then it started to have reliability issues kicked in. And this video is really important. And I know there are people who bought Razer Blades. And don't be like the person who bought one and thought this thing could last up to like 5 years. It actually, it didn't. It actually didn't survive the 5-year mark. So what actually happened? What caused my laptop? This actually, I unboxed this in November of 2022, like late November 2022, and it's been more than 3 years since I used the laptop for a lot of purposes, including video editing, everything. Also, I strapped it with a lot of cooling pad down here to make sure it runs even better with colder temperatures. So, it runs better with better performance. Air can just go into the laptop, chill her, and then there. But after 3 years of editing videos up to 4K resolution, up to probably like a lot of videos in Geometry Dash up to 4K, a single game of Phantom Forces with a couple of my friends exposed the temperature of the Razer Blade. Now, you already seen the clip earlier, as I mentioned. I'm mortified, but if not, I'll just replay the clip. That started to climb. 83, 90, 83 degrees. 96, 94. That is getting close into the called a temperature threshold, which is very terrifying, and I'm not really going to do that, otherwise I'm going to fry the motherboard. And what you see here, that is what happens when a vapor chamber just dies, like it fails. It is just terrifying. Like, I'm not just saying terrifying in a normal sense. I have chucked this cooler up to maximum, so this is terrifying. Like, you don't want the GPU to go past the limit. Like I said, that is terrifying. Like, I'm not saying I'm terrified, but that is seriously terrifying in the temperature. And apparently, after taking it to repair because the laptop's running out of warranty, they diagnosed it. They found out the vapor chamber just cracked. So for those who don't know in the technical science field, and for those who run a computer and who runs gaming laptops or normal laptops, like this HP one that I use for my work, for my college, actually for university. So I'm actually studying at RMIT, so I can really know.
Apparently, the heatsink is supposed to chill the gaming laptop. Unfortunately, the copper heatsink in Razer started to break. So a lot of components. So the heatsink was supposed to cool both the CPU and GPU from accidentally overheating like crazy. And I run games on this thing. It pushes the CPU and GPU into the danger zone of nearly 90 degrees on both CPU and GPU, and then both of them reach close to 100 on it, and it started to really performance choking, and I saw the temperatures going out of control. I cut the power, I shut the machine down. I think because I wanted to make sure it's safe. It still feels okay, but it was I think it was like 90 degrees up to 100 degrees, and I had to cut the machine, and I didn't want to even use the power on the battery because I know the heatsink is just damaged. So, I mean, so most people will think, oh, the heatsink's damaged, we could just get a part. Just, purchase like $300 worth of heatsink components from China and ship it to Vietnam for fixing. And here's a tiny problem. The heatsink component, it wasn't available, it wasn't sold in China, it wasn't sold on any site, so I couldn't get the part to fix this laptop. So I have a 3,500 Australian dollar deadweight machine here that can only run with the battery is not plugged in, and only runs if I don't even touch a singular game without literally causing a nuclear meltdown. Basically, frying the motherboard and frying all the components. It's terrifying. Now, what is going to happen affecting the channel? This is a very important question. So, what happens if this thing breaks down, and what happens to the main channel? Now, unfortunately, the main channel's videos will be suspended. Further notice, because I am not risking either one is the damage to my computer gets worse, two, fire hazard. That's literally I live in my parents' house. I don't want to have a fire hazard decide to go out of control, and I really don't want to risk that. And number three is that this potentially, because if I cut the editing, I couldn't really use the machine for work and gaming purposes. So what now? What is the current situation? What am I doing? Now, currently, the technician has offered an exchange. So what it is that, the blade has a thermal throttling or whatnot. So he offered to trade my Razer blade for a Lenovo Lock laptop. So a Lenovo Lock is literally just a budget version of the Legion family. So it's the baby brother of the Legion. But it's decent specs, 16 gigs of RAM and 3050 with 6 gigs, I guess. It's a little less than the specs, but the guys still can run games. Usually not AAA. I don't really play AAA games a lot. I only do Roblox Fight reviews for you guys, so this might be a little bit easier. But right now, I'm in a bit of a conflict between choosing either try to keep it going, but it's gonna break down, or just take it out of misery by literally scrapping it for parts. And I think it's the most according to a lot of the communities, the vapor chamber, if it's broken, then it's going to be really hard to replace. But the motherboard, if it still works, and that costs quite a lot of money for motherboards because motherboard repairs are not cheap. So this could potentially be used as a donor device if anyone willing to cover me some costs of shipping the donor device to anyone. But that's, unless you're willing to come to Vietnam, we can discuss how we can get the donor device in exchange for a functional working one, or basically just get another laptop. Or PC, but unfortunately, it's gonna be tricky for me to get the components to fix the laptop, and it's gonna really take a longer time. Now, are there any content going to replace the suspension? Actually, good news, since I'm recording on this iPhone right here, there is gonna be a replacement, but it's gonna be vlogs. So what I'm doing is documenting my life, daily usuals, nothing new. It's just maybe a daily experience of me going to university. So I'm really recording myself a lot. I will follow the same rules as a trip report. So I'm not impeding on someone's privacy. I'm not recording lectures. I'm just, just casually doing my day-to-day life, recording, giving you guys some updates over this. This provides me a content that keeps me going and still produce videos as well. And it's also edited on this, so it doesn't really affect a lot of performance on the device. And Pies is going to be doing thumbnails. Despite, I know Pies is gonna cook the thumbnails really well, so I trust him on this. But yeah, it's just gonna be a daily vlog of my life. So my content's gonna be switched up a bit, but I know this is gonna be a better option other than no videos, okay? Because there are videos still in production, but I will require a USB transfer cable to plug them to go to my university, go to the Mac, edit all the files, then put it back into my computer to publish them onto YouTube. So it's a bit of a recurring work, but I'm ready to just maybe get this video done and then upload it. Look, I know it's been a while I hadn't uploaded a video. I do apologize on my behalf for not uploading any content for a while. But right now, this laptop's broken. I couldn't do anything as much. I could not game on it. I could not touch video editing software without causing a nuclear meltdown, meaning this device will overheat to the point that it kills the motherboard. What it means is if it kills the motherboard, that means it kills any chance of saving my computer. So that's why I'm in a very tight limbo case. But I know you guys have been helping me on this and leave you guys some suggestions. But if you're in Vietnam and you know any tech shops that offer exchanging devices for new devices, please DM me, or maybe we meet up real IRL and then we'll just work things out, I guess. Nothing new. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sorry I have a bit of a rambling. That was my bad on my side, but I do appreciate you guys' support, and I think I did talk with a few friends regarding about my computer situation, but we're working on this and I'm working on finding a permanent solution. If it needs to, if I have to replace it with a desktop, then that's okay. I wouldn't be too concerned. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.